Hey guys, this is Helmet from Tex Incorporated, and this will be my very first instructional Counter-Strike video. For my first video, I'm going to do the map DE Season, and I'm going to be showing you some useful smokes and flashes that you can use to improve your gaming. So the very first smoke I'm going to show you here is from Terrorist Spawn, and it's going to be a smoke to smoke out B. There's actually a few of them here. So what you want to do first of all is position yourself up in this corner right here. You want to look at this tree right here, and if you notice the branches right here, they make a little alligator sign. And what you want to do is aim a smoke right in the point of that alligator sign, and you're going to run forward and release it just before you hit the end of this little fence right here. So when you throw the smoke, get in the corner, aim right there, and just release it. And what that's going to do is smoke out window right here. And that gives you a really good smoke to smoke out any potential oppers that might be in jail, or even back of a CT here. So there's your very first smoke. And again, you just aim right at the little point of the alligator sign. The second smoke is going to be for this little alligator sign right here, this branch. You can see that right there. You're going to aim at the point, and it's just going to be the same thing. You're going to run forward and release just before the end of the fence. And that's just going to get the middle window here. And it's going to give you another smoke to hopefully eliminate any potential oppers that might be pushed back. So when you get the full effect of it, this is what site's going to look like. So you'll be running in, and this is basically what you're going to be looking at. Another smoke here. This can be thrown on the run. It's right before you get even with the concrete here. There's a blue ribbon in the sky here, and you just want to aim right at the top of this ribbon, right about in here. It doesn't have to be too exact, and just throw it. What that's going to do is bounce up here and smoke out the CT opper that might be playing upper. So it's really useful, and since the new smokes are instant bloom and twice as thick, it really helps out. So as you're coming into sight, mid's going to be smoked out, and that's going to be smoked out, so that'll eliminate any potential oppers. And the good thing is, if you're doing a full rush, that smoke and upper is going to bloom when you get right about here. So he's not going to have much time up there to do any real damage and like reposition himself, so you can get into sight and take it pretty quickly. So those are three really useful smokes for B. There's a couple more here. If you line up right against this dumpster right here, and if you notice my clock, my in-game clock down at the bottom of my screen, I put that clock just above the bottom left of this fence up in the chain link. So I get my just right about in there, and that's gonna get inside the window as well. If you want to do a more precise strat, it's more well timed. Same with if you throw a smoke, or sorry, a flash. Flash will get in there a little bit and blind anyone inside. So again, just really useful smokes and flashes you can do to design strats. If you happen to be in vents, not many people know about these little areas up here. They know about them, they just don't really use them. If you suspect someone might be there, you can throw a little flash like that, and it's going to blind you temporarily, but it's going to blind them even longer. So you can throw that, just kind of look the other way, and then just like peek and get a little op shot in there. And even if they're back here staring at that, that's going to give them the full blind for about 3 or 4 seconds. So just pretty useful flashes you can use. Same within here. This smoke here is this is an A smoke. Excuse me. You want to position yourself in this corner right here. And once again, I'm going to use my in-game clock, and I'm going to put the center of that clock right on the bottom right hand of this window right here. So I'm putting my clock just right in the middle of that, and I'm going to let it go. And that smoke's going to bounce off sight box right here and smoke out CT upper. And once again, the new smokes are just really thick and bloom instantly, so it's pretty useful smoke. If you got guys in here that are trying to push up, because it just totally eliminates any opper that might be in here. He's just going to be trapped. for some more A smokes here. If you want to, if the other team has a really aggressive opper, um, likes to play up in here, playing with peaks or just going for an entry pick, that's a good way to um, get them a little uncomfortable. You notice these little pillars that stick out here. Got the one just in front of the door here. If you push yourself up against here, and if you take the right hand side of the A right there, and you just go straight up with it, right about there. That smoke. Oh, I hit the smoke with my body. I'm sorry. It's right about there. That smoke's gonna bounce and get right in there. And that's, if you're opping, this guy's either gonna have to push out into here, which is gonna make him more susceptible because he's in the middle of the path, or it's gonna force him to come up from a J connector, which brings me to my next smoke. If you line yourself up right about somewhere in here, see this tree right here? It has this kind of oddball branch sticking up to the left. If you get yourself right about in here and aim right at that tree, all you're going to do is run forward just slightly before you throw the smoke. What that's going to do is bounce off right here and just smoke out J for you. And you can work on that. Actually, it wasn't a very good one. There, that's better. So that it's going to eliminate any potential opper that's going to be looking for that entry pick over at Catwalk. You can after you throw that smoke for there, you don't really need to smoke this crossing unless a guy's playing over here. But if you're passing, here's a little useful flash you can do. If I'm solely taking A here through Cat, I like to throw this smoke right there, just give myself a little protection. What I'm going to do, I'm not over here, I'm going to throw a flash right off here from here. And I can do it blind. That was actually pretty bad. Really love the new smokes, pretty thick. Anyways, so you're going to throw smoke. You're going to throw that flash as you cross Cat. And it's basically a safety flash. If they know you're on Cat, they're going to want to peek you, and peek. And that flash goes off right about up in here. And it's going to blind anyone who decides to peek Cat. Anywhere in sight, wherever you peek Cat, that's going to blind you because it's up above everything. And also, if anyone's playing on roof, that's obviously going to blind them. So I just like to get that little smoke up there. And just a good way to approach sight and get any early peekers on that. But getting back to the smokes here, if you put yourself up against this pole right here, and notice it's like this little circle with little dots down here. Aim right at the right of that. Run forward slightly, and you're going to throw that smoke, and there we go. It's going to get right in here. So for people who like to play in Subway, they usually push back to right in here, and that's just going to smoke them out, make them pretty uncomfortable. So once again, just push up on this pole. It's going to be the right of this big dot right here, and you just run forward slightly when you throw, and that's going to get right in there. Good way to smoke out Cat right here. From here, you can actually do it. You aim just right about there. And yeah. And what I did, it's really easy smoke. You just, once again, you push yourself up against this pillar right here, the front pillar. And you're going to aim just at that little bottom patch of blue sky right there. And you're just going to run forward ever so slightly when you throw it, and that bounces off. Oh, I overshot it. So there you go. So yeah, those are just again some useful smokes for DE season. You can use them to devise strats, and hopefully will improve your game a little bit.